Okay, see here. Let me explain this, that what is the initialization here, and then we'll be proceeding. See here, just a moment, wait. See here. Here, suppose here I'm making, right now, actually what is happening? Suppose here I'm making class student. Now here, I need, see here, I need ID and name. Simplified it, I'm taking ID and name. This one. Okay, ID and name, two attributes are there. Now the point is here, just I'm making some very less code here and then I'm explaining. Suppose here I'm making this S student, see this one. Some ID and name is given here and the function is there. Suppose here I'm writing here S1 is equal to student. S1 is the instance of student. What will happen? When I'll just write it here, S1. So ID and name. So S1 will be created here in memory, but ID and name, which are the attribute member, they are null. They are null. Null means no value. Nothing is there inside these values when I'm directly writing in this way. I want to find out the way where as soon as I'm making the S1, these value of ID and name should be filled. It should not be null. For this, so that at the time of creation, at the time of creation of an object, at the time of creation of an object, I need to fill this value ID and name. It should not be null. So what is the way to do it here? How can I do it? For that, I need a constructor. Constructor is a default function in OOPS concept here, where it will be automatically invoked as soon as the object is created. So at the time of creation of objects, a constructor will be called automatically. Whatever you are passing into the constructor, it will fill the values into ID and name. So how inside the Python, there is a initialization function, init function, which is a constructor, which will automatically initialize the value of the variable, data member variable, ID name. So here, how to write it here? So I need to write it here, def. This is inbuilt, init. This is predefined. It is a constructor. Initialization. I will call it as the initialization that at the time of instance creation, do fill the values of ID and name. Do not leave it blank. init, and here I have to give the keyword self, where automatically the name of the instance will go, and here I will be giving the value of ID and the name here. Now, what it will do, I'll be taking certain more value here. Inside it, what I'll do, I'll just write here. Because I know ID and name are present here, so I will be taking values. Self.id is equal to this ID. The ID I'm going to pass. That will be given self.name is equal to this name. So what it will do, how it will work. See, as soon if I write this line, so it will create the blank. What I do, instead of this one, I'll just change this line here. A little bit change only I'll give it here. Here, this one. As soon as S1 is created, student, so I have to fill the ID and name. So this ID and name I have to fill in memory. So here I'm just giving 101 is the ID of student and John is the name of student. So now once this line will be executed, so S1 will be created onto the memory and automatically ID and name will be filled with what? With 101 and John. How it is possible? How it is being working? So as soon as I did it now, so automatically constructor will be called at the time of creation of an object. Automatically every time constructor will be called, and this constructor call this initialization function. This initialization function is the constructor which will be filling the values of these S1 at the time of creation. So here 101 will go here in IT, and in name automatically John will go. Okay, and once this 101 will go here, so automatically in self, S1 will go, the object name. So what is the object name? S1. So automatically S1 will go. So how it is working internally? S1 in self automatically, ID 101, name John, automatically it will go with this line. It will call the constructor initialization. This INIT, this is predefined inside the Python. So what it will do, self.id is equal to ID means self is S1. So what it will do, S1.id, S1.id is equal to 101. And here, S1.name is equal to John. So as soon as this will be done, so S1.id is 101, S1.name equals to John. So this will be filled automatically. Okay. Suppose I'm taking the second example. Suppose I'm creating the second one. S2 is equal to student. And this one is 102 and the name is Andrew. So this is there. So as soon as the second line will be executed, what will happen into the memory? Into the memory, S2 memory will be created, and here ID and name. This ID and name will be filled by 102 and Andrew. How? So here it will be calling this line will be going to call this initialization function. And here inside the self, S2 will be there. And inside the ID here 102. And instead of John, Andrew will be there. And here what will happen? The change will come. S2.id is equal to 102. S2.name is equal to Andrew. Okay. So in this way it will work. So remember, whenever I want to fill the member variable, the data member of the class at the time of creation of the object, I will write the initialization function, which is a constructor, and will allow to fill the values at the time of creation. It will not no more blank. So let's see how to put it into the codes. So here this is there. Only you have to understand right line number 1 and 2. I had created a class student here. You can just create it with a capital S. Here also I have to write capital S. This one. See here. Initialization method. There are many methods names in Python which have a special importance. The class may define a special method INIT. Initialization, which does some initialization work and serves the constructor of the class. So here's the class student is created, INIT is created. This one, it is an underscore, it is 2 times underscore it is. INIT. So right here, class student, DEF INIT, self, name, age. So name and age are the variables, attribute members here. How they are filled? I had assigned self.name is equal to name, whatever I am passing, self.age is equal to age. Now line number 21. P1, or what you can do instead of P1, you can just create S1. Wait, S1, S1, S1. Any variable name here you can give. So how it is working? This one is going to call it, and here the Sam and 25. Sam will be mapping to name and 25 will be mapping to age. So here Sam will come and 25 will come. And in self, S1 will come, S1. So here S1. S1 is the name of the object, Sam and 25 are the value. So how these are given here, self dot name here, inside the self S1. So it will just give S1 dot name is equal to name. So S1 dot name is equal to name. What will happen? S1 dot name is equal to name. So here Sam is there, so Sam will go. And here S1 dot age. So S1 dot age. So here automatically 15 will be going. So Sam and 15 will be the values here. Okay. That will be taking you automatically. Just have a hands on a little bit. Line number 20 and 21. And slowly we are going to work more. You can say I had created S2 also. So see, with this code, S1 memory will be created. With the another code, S2 memory will be created. Here, name is Sam and age is 25. Here in S2, entry is the name of this into the name and 15 is the age here. Okay, so you are going to call it. So in this way it is working. Kindly do it here yourself. So in self, in second times, self. See, in first time, S1 will go. And here, Sam and 25 will go. Second time here, S2 will go. And Andrew and 15 will go. And every time here, S1 will come and S2 will come accordingly. Try yourself, line number 20, 22, 23. Now let's move ahead. You can take a mobile click of this one. I'm proceeding now. And still, if you're getting error, you send us the query and we'll resolve it. But take a in mobile click. Okay. Now let's see. Wait, I'm coming now for this one. See here, this one. Just see this one. Class person is there. In class person, we are writing two things. One is constructor. Constructor is initialization. Okay, automatically called. You are not going to call it. Listen very carefully here. Whenever you are writing the constructor, no need to call it. Automatically it will be called at the time of creation of the object. This is a creation of object time. Automatically it will be called. Second time, this one is a user-defined function. You need to call it explicitly. You have to call p1.display. So here we had created a person where ID and name is there. ID and name will be there. And inside it, we have to give the name and ID of that person and display the ID and name. So inside the display, what we had given, we had passed the self and we want to display the ID and the name. Directly, I cannot write ID or name. No, it won't take it here. I have to write self.id, self.name. Self is associated with the object name automatically. So here I will be writing C. P1 is equal to person. Automatically, it is going to call this initialization. And here automatically P1 will be there. P1. And here in ID, this one 101. And here in name, Andrew will be there. Automatically, number one done. So here P1.id is equal to 101 This is a P1. And P1.name is equal to Andrew. So here Andrew will be there. I want to display it here. So P1.display, you have to call it explicitly. So here it is giving 101 and name Andrew. So this one is being displayed. Second time, just come second time. Now I'm creating a second object here, P2. At this time, again, it is going to call INIT, the same one. And here P2 will be there. And here 102, this value. And the name will be John. So here John will be there. So at this time, P2 will be created in RAM memory. And here ID and name will be there. In ID, 102 will be there. And here John will be there. You want to display it now. So P2.display. So P2.display, it is going to call this display. Inside the cell, P2 will go automatically. The P2 who is calling, the object who is calling that function name, automatically that will take in cell this particular object name. P2.id, P2.name. P2.id is 102. P2.name is John. So think it yourself now. Try to do, think it each and every bit yourself. Try to do yourself. And once you are done up to here, then you make yourself P3, give any name and display it. This is your work now. Do it now. Carry on, carry on, carry on. To take a screenshot in PC, there is a print screen. Print screen on the keyboard. Okay, let's move ahead now. So, student, take this one now. Say, class employee, do yourself now. Do yourself. Class employee is there. Name, age, ID, salary is there. Just make them initialization and display them. Here I'm making EMP1 and initialization, EMP2 and initialization and display. Do yourself everything on your own. Do yourself. Make it capital O, capital E, and here also, otherwise it will throw the error actually. No? The same things it should be. In this way. See, run it now. Do yourself now, all of you. Have a more hands-on clarity now. I'll tell you one more thing, students. Wait, this is also okay. These are valid. Whenever we write the classes without braces also, suppose here I'm writing employee. Okay. So if you're writing it here colon, that is okay. But if you write here braces, no, that is also valid. That will work. But I'll tell you one thing. Otherwise, you will yourself confuse here with the method and all these things. The best practice is do it in this way only. So that you yourself could not be, but it is working. It means brace is also working there. So what you take this one now. Now it is okay. Still it is okay, na? For today it's okay. That's all for today, that's all. That's all for today. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.